Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builders Supply, and this video is to bring you a closer look at the Carlson. This is the part number LS703RH-yellow-BO. This is a lifting mechanism is what it is, and this is one of a family of 3 different types that are used to open lids. Foot lockers, I would call it a foot locker. You might have a I'm not even sure what the right word is. At the foot of the child's bed, both of my kids had a little doodad to open up the lid and put their toys in and whatnot. So whatever you call that, I would call it a foot locker. This type of hardware is what that sort of application is going to be seen typically applied in. This is an LS703, and that means that it is mounted to the back of the unit, to the rear, to the back vertical member and the lid. The other option is to attach it to the lid and then to the side of the unit, or the third option that I very rarely sell is mounted on the outside backside, surface mounted on the backside and then drilled into the edge of the lid itself. I don't recall the last time I sold one of those, but this is the unit that mounts in the back of the unit. So the 703 allows you to kind of determine how far off the sides, a third in, that sort of scenario, where you're going to actually apply the unit itself. So let's take a look at the... First of all, if you scroll down in this video, you're going to see a video from the manufacturer and manufacturer original photographs as well, showing where the material has been installed. You can see that exactly in that trunk or foot locker, they have exactly the LS703 series, one of each hand. Let's talk about handing. These are RH. That means right hand. So that means when you are viewing the foot locker, you have it in front of you and the lid is up. The right is on the right, the left is on the left. So in this video, it's on my left, but because it's backwards, it would be on your right, and we would put a left hand over here. So when you are looking at this video, that is definitely on your right-hand side. And that's how you determine it. In front of it, open the lid, left's the left, right's the right. That's simple in order to go with that. The only difference is the side at which these pieces are attached to. They're completely symmetrical, so when they rivet it on, they'll rivet it on this side versus this side. So they'll just take it and flip it over and rivet it on. Now, you can use 2 right hands if you want on the same unit, or order one of each. I would like them symmetrical myself, but from a functional perspective, I don't really think there's an argument to make that they would be different to that extent. However, why wouldn't you order them symmetrically when using them in pairs? So that shows a practical application of the unit. There is a link below this, a couple of links, which we're going to get to in a moment. First, self-balancing lid closure, looking at the extended description information down below. These are back-mounted, 703RH or 703LH, right hand, left hand. Keeps heavy lids from slamming shut, holds lid top open in any position. You can keep that where you like. Available in either statutory bronze or black oxide. The BO in the part number, in this instance, it stands for black oxide. Okay? So black oxide finish. The statutory bronze is like a Venetian bronze or an oxidized relieved bronze. It would be a very dark, well, actually not so dark, maybe a very dark coppery bronze is the best way to describe that, I suppose. But black is the new real popular color. Features a solid brass slide enclosure, that's in here. Cover brackets riveted to the cam. These are the cover brackets here, riveted to the cam. High quality springs available in different tensions for different lid sizes and weights. That's where the yellow comes in. This is a yellow spring. Looks a little green, but it's yellow. Screws are not included, so be mindful of that. I would probably be looking at maybe a number 8, 7, or an 8 panhead screw. We'll take a look at that in a moment. Overall length is 6 inch. Let's throw a tape measure on it. Indeed, about 6-inch. We'll go over the dimensions again in a moment. Made of steel. Not all of it's made of steel. That brass slide enclosure isn't, but everything else is going to be a piece of steel-based material. Rating in pounds, 65 to 95 inch in torque rating equals lid height in inches by lid weight multiplied by 1/2. So, price sold per each. If you bought 10, they'll come in one box, but the price is per unit, per one lifting mechanism. There's a determine spring color calculator down below. You can use that to tell you what spring you ought to be ordering. So that formula was a bit, we ran through that pretty quick. It's very simple. How deep is the lid? Or when you open it to 90, how tall is it? Whatever. How heavy is it? Multiply those two together in inches. So let's say 20 inch times 8 pounds. 160 times 1/2 is 80. So if I was using this made-up fictional number, that 80 would result in it telling me I need a yellow spring. So if we do 20 and 8, and we calculate, indeed, yellow spring color is what it's telling me, that little formula that I just did down below. So you can use that to determine, oh, okay, that's what I need. Now, the old school way of doing it is getting to the Assembly of 700 series and the mounting diagrams. Let's hit the Assembly of 700 series document next. And at the top of the page, the top third of the page you can ignore. That's for the 702. That's the side-mounted version. You can review it, but it doesn't apply to the 703. The table of the spring colors are listed there. Okay? And again, that formula. What's the depth of the unit? What's the weight? Multiply those together. Multiply that by 1/2, or multiply all three of them at one time. Okay? The common springs, I mean, I've sold them all, but maroon, green, the lighter springs are more common, certainly, to sell. Yeah, yellow occasionally. I know I've sold white in the past, but whatever the calculator tells you, that's what you're dealing with. The bottom third of page 1 shows you simply how you're going to install this. You know, you're going to take a couple of dimensions, and then you're going to mark your holes, pre-drill them, and then attach. Place bottom brackets so that the top screw hole is 1 1/16 of an inch down from the top of the back panel. So from the top of the rear down to that first hole, 1 1/16. Okay, just mark that off. So my panel is going to be right in here somewhere where my finger is. Then go from the underside of the lid to that bottom hole, make that at 3 inch. And that will give you the proper mounting points, top and bottom, so that not only will the door actually close properly, but that this unit will articulate through its movement from an open to a closed position. Okay, so that's important. Again, where you put them off the sides, you know, use your best judgment. Make it equal, make it even. You don't want to have it far on one side and then you're opening something that's, you know, 28 inches wide and getting all that flex out of it. Yeah, I don't think you would want that. But you can see in the manufacturer's image of the white footlocker, they didn't have a choice really of where to put them because of the construction of the lid with the rails that were quite close to the center line, which is why they put them there. The page 2 is a handy document because it will show you a drawing of what this lifting mechanism looks like as it goes from the opened to the closed position. So will allow you to understand how much room on the inside you're going to need to have free for this to actually operate and to reside within that space. Okay. Lots of notes on that page. Feel free to review them. I don't think that's something we should be legal here in this video. Now, the mounting drawing diagram is really a summary of the 3 series. The 702, side-mounted, 703, back-mounted. Then that 900 I had mentioned in the past. So those are there. What's most common? 703 is probably the most common. 702 is very common as well. But you can see, again, back to the manufacturer's original image, they couldn't use the 702 because they didn't have a proper relationship between the lid and the sidewall. So that cabinet that was built was literally meant for a 703 model. Okay, so here are your options: rear mounted or side mounted, or mounted on the back. Statutory. So that's pick your style, your type, your application. 2 finishes: statutory bronze, black oxide, then your different springs, of which there are 8 different springs. 3 applications, 2 finishes, 8 springs is how you're going to go about doing that. Simple and straightforward. We sell these routinely. We sell these regularly. They're manufactured in a town called Rockford, Illinois, which is about an hour or so north and west of Chicago. Manufactured right there. I've spoken to those people multiple times. Simple and straightforward. I don't know that they have a very broad product line, but I know that they make these and one other item. I don't recall what it is. And obviously things that we don't get into. I'm sure they make more than lid supports. Any questions on the Carlson LS703 in an RH yellow black oxide or any other Carlson product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.